Introduction to weapon safety. Weapon safety is paramount for preventing accidents, injuries, and fatalities. It encompasses a set of rules, practices, and mindsets designed to ensure that weapons are handled, stored, and used responsibly. Understanding these principles is crucial for anyone who owns, uses, or comes into contact with weapons, whether for sport, defense, or professional duties. This course will lay the groundwork for developing a comprehensive safety consciousness. Adhering to safety guidelines protects not only the individual, but also their family and community. It is a fundamental responsibility that requires constant vigilance and education. The primary goal of weapon safety education is to instill habits that minimize risk. This includes knowing the mechanical aspects of a weapon, understanding ammunition, and being aware of one's surroundings. Proper training helps mitigate potential hazards associated with weapon possession. It also addresses the psychological aspects of handling a weapon, promoting calm and controlled behavior. Ultimately, a strong foundation in weapon safety contributes to a safer environment for everyone. Fundamental safety rules. The 4 fundamental rules of weapon safety are universally recognized and form the bedrock of responsible handling. These rules are simple yet critical, and their consistent application prevents the vast majority of accidents. Every individual handling a weapon must memorize and internalize these principles, applying them without exception. Failure to adhere to even one of these rules can have catastrophic consequences. They are designed to be redundant, meaning that if one rule is accidentally violated, the others provide a backup layer of protection. This systematic approach to safety is what makes them so effective and indispensable. Safe handling practices. Safe handling practices extend beyond the 4 basic rules to encompass all interactions with a weapon. This includes picking up, putting down, passing, and receiving a weapon. Always assume a weapon is loaded, even if you know it is not, and verify its status immediately upon handling. When passing a weapon, always do so with the action open and the muzzle pointed in a safe direction. The recipient should then immediately verify the weapon's status. These actions reinforce a disciplined approach to weapon management and reduce the chance of accidental discharge. Consistent application of these practices builds muscle memory and a safety-first mindset. Proper handling also involves maintaining control of the weapon at all times. Never leave a weapon unattended where unauthorized individuals could access it. When moving with a weapon, keep the muzzle pointed in a safe direction, typically up or down, depending on the environment. Be mindful of your surroundings and any potential obstacles or people in the line of fire. Always use a secure grip to prevent dropping the weapon. These practices are essential for both experienced users and novices alike, ensuring a safe environment in any situation. Weapon storage and security. Secure storage is a critical component of weapon safety, preventing unauthorized access, theft, and accidental use. Weapons should always be stored unloaded and locked, separate from ammunition. Various storage options exist, including gun safes, lockboxes, and trigger locks, each offering different levels of security. The choice of storage depends on factors such as the type of weapon, the presence of children, or unauthorized individuals, and local regulations. It is essential to choose a storage method that effectively prevents access by anyone other than the authorized owner. This proactive measure significantly reduces the risk of tragic accidents, especially involving minors. Regular checks of storage security are also advisable. Ammunition should be stored in a separate, locked location from the weapon itself. This adds another layer of security, making it more difficult for unauthorized individuals to load and use a weapon. The storage location should be cool, dry, and secure, protecting ammunition from environmental damage and theft. Keys to gun safes and lockboxes should be kept in a secure location, inaccessible to children or individuals who should not have access. Never store loaded weapons in easily accessible places, even for short periods. Implementing these measures demonstrates responsible ownership and commitment to safety. Ammunition safety. Ammunition safety is as crucial as weapon safety itself, as ammunition is the component that makes a weapon functional. Always handle ammunition with care, treating each round as potentially live. Store ammunition in its original packaging or in designated, secure containers to prevent damage and accidental discharge. Never mix different calibers or types of ammunition, as this can lead to dangerous malfunctions or incorrect loading. Proper identification of ammunition is vital before loading any weapon. Always ensure the ammunition matches the specific caliber and type required by your weapon. This attention to detail prevents serious accidents and damage to the weapon. Keep ammunition away from heat sources and open flames, as it can be volatile. Disposing of old or damaged ammunition requires specific procedures to ensure safety and compliance with regulations. Never throw ammunition in household trash or attempt to dismantle live rounds, as this can be extremely dangerous. Consult local law enforcement or a licensed dealer for proper disposal methods, which often involve specialized facilities. Damaged ammunition, such as rounds with dents, corrosion, or loose primers, should be immediately segregated and marked for safe disposal. Using compromised ammunition can result in weapon malfunctions or injury. Responsible disposal is a key aspect of overall weapon safety, protecting both individuals and the environment. Range safety protocols. Adhering to strict range safety protocols is essential for preventing accidents in a live fire environment. Always follow the instructions of the range officer, as they are responsible for overall safety and have the final authority. Eye and ear protection are mandatory for everyone on the firing line and in designated safety zones. Before going down range, ensure all weapons are unloaded, actions are open, and they are placed on a bench with muzzles pointed downrange. Never handle a weapon or ammunition when anyone is downrange. These rules create a structured and predictable environment, minimizing risks associated with live fire. Communication is also key. Always announce your intentions clearly. Understanding and respecting the firing line is paramount. Only load weapons when on the firing line and when the range is clear. Keep your weapon pointed downrange at all times, even when not actively shooting. When a ceasefire is called, immediately unload your weapon, open the action, and place it on the bench. Step behind the firing line until the range officer declares the range clear and safe to resume. Never retrieve dropped items in front of the firing line during a live fire session. These protocols are designed to protect all participants and ensure a safe shooting experience for everyone. Cleaning and maintenance safety. Safe cleaning and maintenance are essential for a weapon's reliability and longevity, as well as for preventing accidents. Always ensure the weapon is unloaded and cleared of all ammunition before beginning any cleaning or maintenance. Double-check the chamber and magazine well to confirm it is empty. Perform cleaning in a well-ventilated area to avoid inhaling fumes from cleaning solvents and oils. Use appropriate cleaning tools and follow the manufacturer's instructions for disassembly and reassembly. Never force parts or use excessive force, as this can damage the weapon or cause injury. Proper lighting is also crucial to ensure all components are visible and handled correctly. Always keep the muzzle pointed in a safe direction during the entire cleaning process. Wear appropriate personal protective equipment, such as gloves and eye protection, when handling cleaning chemicals. These chemicals can be harsh and irritating to skin and eyes. Store cleaning solvents and oils in their original, labeled containers, out of reach of children and pets. Dispose of used cleaning patches and waste materials responsibly, following local environmental guidelines. After cleaning, ensure all parts are properly lubricated and reassembled correctly. Before storing the weapon, perform a final safety check to confirm it is unloaded and functional. Consistent and safe maintenance practices contribute significantly to overall weapon safety and operational readiness. Understanding weapon types. Understanding different weapon types is fundamental to applying appropriate safety measures. Weapons vary significantly in their design, operation, and potential hazards. Common categories include handguns, rifles, and shotguns, each with distinct characteristics. Handguns are typically smaller, designed for one-handed use, and often used for personal defense or sport shooting. Rifles are long-barreled weapons, known for their accuracy and power, frequently used for hunting or target shooting. Shotguns fire multiple projectiles, shot, or a single slug, making them effective for close-range applications, like hunting birds or home defense. Each type requires specific handling and safety considerations. Familiarity with these differences is crucial for safe operation. Knowing the specific features of your weapon is paramount. Beyond firearms, other weapon types such as air guns, bows, and knives also require specific safety protocols. Air guns, while often less powerful than firearms, can still cause serious injury and should be treated with the same respect as a loaded firearm. Bows and arrows demand careful handling to prevent accidental release and injury to oneself or others. Knives, though seemingly simple, require proper grip, storage, and awareness to prevent cuts and punctures. Understanding the unique risks associated with each weapon type allows for the implementation of tailored safety practices. This knowledge ensures that all weapons, regardless of their perceived danger level, are handled with the utmost care and responsibility. Basic firearm mechanics. Understanding basic firearm mechanics is crucial for safe operation and troubleshooting. Key components common to most firearms include the barrel, receiver, action, trigger, and magazine. The barrel guides the projectile, while the receiver houses the action, which is the mechanism that loads, fires, and ejects cartridges. The trigger initiates the firing sequence when pulled. The magazine holds ammunition, feeding it into the chamber. Knowing how these parts interact helps in safely loading, unloading, and clearing malfunctions. It also aids in understanding why certain safety rules, such as keeping your finger off the trigger, are so vital. This foundational knowledge empowers users to operate their weapons more safely and confidently. Familiarity with the internal workings reduces anxiety and promotes responsible handling. The firing sequence involves several steps. A round is chambered, the firing pin strikes the primer, igniting the propellant, which then pushes the bullet down the barrel. Understanding this sequence helps in identifying potential points of failure or unsafe conditions. For example, a round in the chamber means the weapon is ready to fire, regardless of whether a magazine is inserted. This reinforces the treat every weapon as loaded rule. Knowledge of how safeties work, whether manual or internal, is also critical. Always verify that the safety mechanism is engaged when the weapon is not actively being fired. This mechanical understanding is not just for gunsmiths. It is a core aspect of user safety. Safe loading and unloading. Safe loading and unloading procedures are critical to prevent accidental discharges. Always ensure the weapon is pointed in a safe direction throughout the entire process, typically a backstop or the ground. Before loading, Verify that you are using the correct caliber and type of ammunition for your specific weapon. When loading a magazine, ensure your rounds are seated properly and the magazine is fully inserted into the weapon. For chambering a round, operate the slide or bolt firmly and completely. Hesitation or partial operation can lead to malfunctions. Never force a round into the chamber. These steps must be performed deliberately and with full attention to detail. This systematic approach minimizes the risk of errors and ensures safe operation. Unloading a weapon requires equal care and precision. First, remove the magazine, if applicable. Then, manually cycle the action to eject any round that may be in the chamber. Visually and physically inspect the chamber and magazine well to confirm they are completely empty. This press check or chamber check is a non-negotiable step. Once confirmed clear, engage the safety mechanism if the weapon has one, and store it according to safety guidelines. Never assume a weapon is unloaded just because the magazine has been removed. Always perform a thorough check. These procedures, when practiced consistently, become second nature and significantly enhance overall weapon safety. Clearing malfunctions safely. Malfunctions can occur with any weapon, and knowing how to clear them safely is a vital skill. The most common malfunctions include failure to feed, failure to fire, and failure to eject. When a malfunction occurs, maintain control of the weapon and keep it pointed in a safe direction. Do not panic or attempt to force the action. The immediate action drill, often referred to as tap, rack, bang, is a common procedure for clearing simple malfunctions. This involves tapping the bottom of the magazine, racking the slide or bolt firmly, and then attempting to fire. Always ensure your finger is off the trigger during these steps. Proper training is essential for safely and efficiently resolving these issues. Understanding the type of malfunction helps in applying the correct clearing procedure. For more complex malfunctions, such as a double feed or a stovepipe, a more involved clearing procedure may be necessary. If the immediate action drill does not resolve the issue, safely remove the magazine, clear the chamber, and then address the specific problem. If you cannot safely clear a malfunction, keep the weapon pointed in a safe direction and seek assistance from a qualified instructor or gunsmith. Never attempt to clear a malfunction by looking down the barrel or by using excessive force. Patience and adherence to safety protocols are paramount when dealing with any weapon malfunction. Prioritize safety over speed, especially in non-critical situations. Personal protective equipment, PPE. The use of personal protective equipment, PPE, is non-negotiable when handling or firing weapons, particularly firearms. The most critical items are eye protection and hearing protection. Eye protection, such as safety glasses or shooting goggles, shields your eyes from ejected casings, gunpowder residue, and other debris. Hearing protection, including earmuffs or earplugs, prevents permanent hearing damage from the loud noise of gunfire. Both are essential for anyone on a firing range or in any situation where weapons are being discharged. Always ensure your PPE fits properly and is in good condition. Neglecting PPE can lead to serious and irreversible injuries. It is a simple yet effective way to safeguard your health. Depending on the specific activity, additional PPE may be necessary. For example, when cleaning weapons, gloves are recommended to protect hands from harsh chemicals and solvents. When handling certain types of ammunition or performing maintenance, specialized gloves can prevent cuts or chemical exposure. In tactical or hunting scenarios, appropriate clothing, sturdy footwear, and even body armor may be considered PPE, offering protection from environmental elements or potential threats. Always assess the specific risks of your weapon-related activity and select the appropriate PPE. Prioritizing your personal safety through proper equipment is a hallmark of responsible weapon use. Never compromise on safety equipment. Child safety and weapons. Child safety around weapons is a paramount concern from responsible weapon owners. The primary rule is to store all weapons unloaded and locked, with ammunition stored separately and securely. This prevents curious children from accessing weapons and causing tragic accidents. Educating children about weapon safety, without instilling fear, is also important. Teach them that as they ever encounter a weapon, they should stop, don't touch, run away, tell a grown-up. This simple message empowers children to react safely if they find a weapon. Never rely solely on a child's understanding. Physical security measures are always the first line of defense. Consistent reinforcement of these rules is vital. The responsibility for child safety rests entirely with the adult weapon owner. Beyond physical security, open and honest communication with children about the dangers of weapons is crucial. Explain that weapons are not toys and can cause serious harm. Lead by example, always demonstrating safe handling and storage practices. If children are old enough and show maturity, supervised instruction on weapon safety can be considered, but only under strict adult guidance. However, for younger children, the focus must remain on prevention through secure storage and the stop, don't touch, run away, tell a grown-up message. Creating a safe environment means proactively addressing the risks and ensuring weapons are never accessible to unauthorized minors. This commitment to safety protects the most vulnerable members of society. Mental health and weapon ownership. The intersection of mental health and weapon ownership is a sensitive but critical aspect of overall safety. Responsible weapon owners must be aware of their own mental well-being and that of those around them. Stress, depression, anxiety, and other mental health challenges can impair judgment and increase risk. If an individual is experiencing significant mental distress, it is crucial to temporarily separate them from access to weapons. This might involve storing weapons with a trusted friend or family member, or using a secure off-site storage facility. Seeking professional help for mental health concerns is a sign of strength and responsibility. Prioritizing mental health is a key component of preventing tragic incidents. Open communication about mental health can save lives. Recognizing warning signs in oneself or others is vital. These signs can include sudden changes in behavior, expressions of hopelessness, increased agitation, or threats of self-harm or violence. If you observe such signs in a weapon owner, it is imperative to act responsibly and discreetly. Encourage them to seek professional help and, if necessary, ensure that weapons are temporarily removed from their access. Many communities have red flag laws or similar mechanisms that allow for temporary removal of weapons from individuals deemed a danger to themselves or others. Understanding and utilizing these resources when appropriate is a crucial step in promoting public safety. Responsible weapon ownership includes a commitment to mental wellness. Legal aspects of weapon ownership. Weapon ownership is subject to a complex web of local, state, and federal laws. Responsible owners must be thoroughly familiar with all applicable regulations to ensure compliance. These laws cover aspects such as purchasing, registration, licensing, concealed carry, open carry, and prohibited locations. Ignorance of the law is not an excuse and can lead to severe penalties, including fines, imprisonment, and loss of weapon ownership rights. Laws vary significantly by jurisdiction, so what is legal in one area may be illegal in another. It is the owner's responsibility to stay informed about current legislation and any changes. Consulting legal resources or qualified professionals is advisable for clarification. Compliance is not just about avoiding penalties. It's about upholding the social contract of responsible ownership. Specific legal considerations often include background checks for purchases, waiting periods, and restrictions on certain types of weapons or accessories. Laws regarding self-defense, use of force, and duty to retreat also vary widely and are critical for owners to understand. Furthermore, regulations concerning the transportation of weapons, especially across state lines, can be particularly intricate. Always research the laws of your destination and any states you will pass through. Understanding these legal aspects is integral to responsible weapon ownership, ensuring that all actions are within the bounds of the law. This legal literacy protects both the owner and the public, preventing unintended legal consequences. Transportation safety regulations. Safe transportation of weapons is governed by specific regulations to prevent theft, unauthorized access, and accidental discharge during transit. When transporting a weapon in a vehicle, it should always be unloaded and secured in a locked case, separate from ammunition. The weapon should not be readily accessible to the driver or passengers. This often means storing it in the trunk of a car or in a locked compartment. Different states and jurisdictions have varying laws regarding transportation, especially concerning concealed versus open carry during transit. Always verify the specific regulations of your starting point, destination, and any states you will travel through. Failure to comply can lead to legal issues and confiscation of the weapon. Prior planning and research are essential for lawful transportation. Air travel with weapons is subject to strict federal regulations, primarily enforced by the Transportation Security Administration, TSA. Firearms must be declared to the airline, unloaded, and placed in a locked, hard-sided container in checked baggage. Ammunition must also be securely packed in its original manufacturer's container or a similar container designed for ammunition and stored separately from the firearm. Never attempt to carry a weapon or ammunition onto an airplane in carry-on luggage. Non-firearm weapons, such as knives or certain sporting equipment, also have specific rules for air travel. Always check with your airline and the TSA prior to travel to ensure full compliance. These regulations are designed to ensure the safety and security of all passengers and crew. Safe hunting practices. Safe hunting practices are crucial for the well-being of hunters, other outdoor enthusiasts, and wildlife. Always follow the 4 fundamental rules of weapons safety, even in the wilderness. Identify your target positively and be absolutely sure of what is beyond it before taking a shot. Never shoot at sound or movement alone. Wear blaze orange or other highly visible clothing to ensure you are seen by other hunters, especially during hunting season. Communicate your hunting plans and location to someone reliable before heading out. Carry a first aid kit and know how to use it. These practices minimize the risk of accidental shootings and ensure a responsible hunting experience. Respect for wildlife and the environment is also a core aspect of safe hunting. When hunting, always keep your weapon unloaded when crossing obstacles, climbing into a tree stand, or traversing difficult terrain. Use a sling or proper carrying technique to maintain control of the weapon and prevent accidental discharges. Never carry a loaded weapon in a vehicle. Be aware of your hunting partner's locations at all times and maintain safe zones of fire. If hunting from an elevated position, use a haul line to raise and lower your unloaded weapon. After a successful hunt, unload and clear your weapon before handling game. These disciplined practices are essential for a safe and ethical hunting experience, protecting everyone involved. Responsible hunting is a privilege that comes with significant safety obligations. Home defense safety considerations. Home defense with a weapon introduces unique safety considerations that prioritize the protection of family members and occupants. The primary goal is to deter or neutralize a threat while minimizing risk to innocent parties. If a weapon is kept for home defense, it must still be stored securely to prevent unauthorized access, especially by children. However, it also needs to be accessible quickly in an emergency. This often involves a compromise between immediate access and maximum security, such as a biometric safe. Develop a family safety plan that includes designated safe rooms, emergency exits, and clear communication protocols. Everyone in the household should understand this plan. Training with your home defense weapon is crucial to ensure proficiency under stress. Knowing your home's layout and potential lines of fire is also vital. Understanding the legal aspects of self-defense in your jurisdiction is paramount. Know when and how you are legally permitted to use lethal force to protect yourself and your family. Training should include realistic scenarios that simulate a home invasion, focusing on target identification, threat assessment, and avoiding collateral damage. Consider the use of less lethal options, if appropriate, as an intermediate step. Always assume that any noise or movement inside your home could be a family member until positively identified. Never fire blindly into darkness. The decision to use a weapon for home defense is a grave one, requiring sound judgment, extensive training, and a deep understanding of safety principles. Prioritize de-escalation and only use force as a last resort. Emergency procedures and first aid. Being prepared for emergencies, especially those involving weapon-related injuries, is a critical aspect of weapon safety. All weapon owners and users should have basic first aid training, particularly in controlling severe bleeding. A well-stocked first aid kit, including tourniquets, pressure bandages, and trauma dressings, should always be readily accessible at home, on the range, or in the field. Knowing how to apply direct pressure, pack a wound, and use a tourniquet can be life-saving in the event of an accidental shooting. Time is often critical in such situations, so immediate and effective action is paramount. Regular refreshers on first aid techniques are highly recommended. This preparedness extends the safety mindset beyond prevention to response. In addition to first aid, understanding emergency communication protocols is vital. Know how to quickly and clearly call for emergency services, e.g., 911 in the US, providing precise location information and a concise description of the incident. If at a shooting range, know the location of emergency exits and rendezvous points. Be aware of any specific emergency procedures established by the range or facility. For outdoor activities, consider carrying a satellite communication device in areas without cell service. Having a plan for medical emergencies is just as important as having a plan for weapon handling. These emergency procedures ensure that help can be summoned effectively and that injuries are managed until professional medical assistance arrives. Weapon safety for law enforcement. Law enforcement officers operate in high-stress environments where weapon safety is constantly tested. Their training emphasizes not only proficiency, but also extreme discipline in handling firearms. Officers must adhere to strict departmental policies regarding weapon carry, storage, and use of force. The 4 rules are foundational, but additional protocols cover drawing from a holster, reholstering, and maintaining weapon retention in close-quarters situations. Constant training and scenario-based drills are critical for maintaining readiness and preventing accidental discharges under pressure. Officers must also be acutely aware of their surroundings and potential threats, making split-second decisions that require unwavering adherence to safety principles. Their role demands an elevated level of weapon safety expertise. Beyond individual officer safety, departmental policies often dictate specific procedures for weapon maintenance, qualification, and incident reporting. Officers are trained to assess threats, identify targets, and understand the legal ramifications of using force. They also learn to secure weapons at crime scenes and during arrests. The use of less lethal options is also a key component of their training, providing alternatives to lethal force when appropriate. Continuous education on evolving tactics and equipment is essential. For law enforcement, weapon safety is not just a personal responsibility. It is a professional imperative that impacts public trust and officer effectiveness. Their commitment to safety protects both themselves and the communities they serve. Weapon safety for military personnel. Military personnel operate weapons in diverse and often hostile environments, requiring an even more rigorous approach to safety. Their training instills a deep understanding of weapon systems, combat readiness, and the critical importance of preventing negligent discharges. Beyond the fundamental safety rules, military protocols cover advanced weapon handling, field stripping, immediate action drills under fire, and weapon retention in combat. They are trained to operate effectively in teams, ensuring mutual safety through disciplined fire control and communication. The consequences of a safety lapse in a military context can be severe, impacting mission success and the lives of comrades. Continuous, realistic training is the cornerstone of military weapon safety. This training builds confidence and competence in extreme conditions. Military weapon safety also encompasses specific procedures for weapon accountability, storage in barracks and field environments, and the handling of various munitions. Personnel are trained in the safe use of crew-served weapons, explosives, and specialized ordnance. Understanding rules of engagement and the ethical application of force is also integral to their safety training. Psychological resilience and stress inoculation training help maintain sound judgment under duress. For military personnel, weapon safety is inextricably linked to mission effectiveness and the protection of national interests. Their commitment to safety is a testament to their professionalism and dedication. This comprehensive approach ensures operational readiness while minimizing avoidable risks. Advanced safety techniques build upon foundational knowledge, offering enhanced layers of protection for experienced weapon users. These techniques often involve specialized drills, scenario-based training, and a deeper understanding of weapon mechanics and human factors. For example, understanding the concept of situational awareness goes beyond simply knowing your target. It involves continuously scanning your environment for potential threats, safe zones, and escape routes. Advanced users might practice one-handed or offhand shooting drills, which require a refined understanding of weapon control and safety under challenging circumstances. These techniques are not replacements for the basic rules, but rather sophisticated applications that demand consistent practice and a high level of proficiency. They are designed to maintain safety even when operating outside of ideal conditions. Another advanced technique is threat assessment, which involves quickly evaluating a situation to determine the appropriate level of response, including whether weapon use is justified and safe. This requires not only technical skill, but also sound judgment and ethical consideration. Advanced safety also includes understanding the limitations of your weapon and your own abilities, avoiding overconfidence. It involves continuous learning, staying updated on new safety technologies, and participating in advanced training courses. These techniques are typically for individuals who regularly use weapons in demanding contexts, such as competitive shooters, tactical professionals, or highly experienced hunters. The goal is to elevate safety to an instinctive, unconscious level, ensuring responsible actions even under extreme pressure. Ethical responsibilities of owners. Weapon ownership carries significant ethical responsibilities that extend beyond legal compliance. Owners have a moral obligation to ensure their weapons are never used to harm innocent individuals or for unlawful purposes. This includes preventing theft, misuse by unauthorized persons, and any actions that could endanger the public. Responsible owners understand that their choices impact not only themselves, but also their families, communities, and the broader societal perception of weapon ownership. They commit to continuous training, secure storage, and a proactive approach to safety. The ethical owner recognizes the power they possess and uses it with the utmost discretion and respect for life. This moral compass guides all decisions related to weapon possession and use. It is a commitment to peace and safety. Part of ethical responsibility involves advocating for and promoting weapon safety within the community. This might include educating others, supporting responsible legislation, and participating in safety initiatives. It also means being a role model for safe practices, demonstrating discipline and respect for weapons at all times. Ethical owners consider the potential consequences of their actions and strive to mitigate any negative impacts. They understand that the right to own weapons comes with a corresponding duty to exercise that right responsibly and thoughtfully. This holistic approach to ownership fosters a culture of safety and helps to build trust between weapon owners and the wider community. Ethical ownership is a continuous journey of learning and self-reflection. Continuous learning and training. Weapon safety is not a one-time lesson, but an ongoing commitment to continuous learning and training. Laws, technologies, and best practices evolve, requiring owners to stay informed and update their skills. Regular practice at a shooting range helps maintain proficiency in handling, aiming, and firing. Participating in advanced courses or workshops can introduce new techniques, address specific challenges, and reinforce fundamental safety principles. This commitment to ongoing education ensures that skills remain sharp and knowledge is current. It also builds confidence and competence, reducing the likelihood of errors. Never assume you know everything. There is always more to learn in the realm of weapon safety. Embrace a mindset of lifelong learning. Beyond formal training, self-study through reputable books, articles, and online resources can supplement practical experience. Engaging with experienced instructors and fellow responsible owners provides valuable insights and opportunities for mentorship. Regularly reviewing safety rules and emergency procedures keeps them fresh in mind. For those who carry weapons for self-defense, scenario-based training is particularly important to prepare for real-world situations. This continuous engagement with learning and training reinforces a proactive safety culture. It demonstrates a dedication to responsible ownership that benefits both the individual and society. Investing time and effort in ongoing education is a hallmark of a truly responsible weapon owner. Review of key safety principles. As we conclude, it is essential to review the key safety principles that form the foundation of responsible weapon ownership. These principles are not merely suggestions, but non-negotiable rules designed to prevent accidents and ensure the safe handling and use of all weapons. The 4 fundamental rules: treat every weapon as loaded, never point the muzzle at anything you are not willing to destroy, keep your finger off the trigger, and be sure of your target and what is beyond it, must be ingrained and applied without exception. These rules provide a universal framework for safety, applicable in any situation. Their consistent application is the most effective defense against accidental injury or death. Reinforcing these core tenets is crucial for all weapon users. Beyond the fundamental rules, remember the importance of secure storage, separating weapons from ammunition, and preventing unauthorized access, especially by children. Always use appropriate personal protective equipment, such as eye and ear protection, when handling or firing weapons. Understand and comply with all legal regulations regarding ownership, transportation, and use. Prioritize mental health and be prepared for emergencies with basic first aid. Finally, commit to continuous learning and training to maintain proficiency and stay informed. These principles, when integrated into daily practice, create a comprehensive safety culture that protects individuals, families, and communities. Responsible weapon ownership is a lifelong commitment to safety and vigilance. Conclusion and certification. This diploma in weapons safety course has provided a comprehensive overview of the knowledge and practices necessary for responsible weapon ownership. By completing this program, you have demonstrated a commitment to safety, legal compliance, and ethical conduct. The principles and techniques learned here are vital for preventing accidents, ensuring secure storage, and making informed decisions in all weapon-related activities. Remember that true safety comes from a combination of knowledge, discipline, and continuous practice. Your dedication to these principles contributes to a safer environment for everyone. This certification signifies your understanding of these critical responsibilities. It is a testament to your commitment to being a responsible weapon owner. Carry this knowledge forward with confidence and vigilance. The journey of weapon safety is ongoing. Continue to seek out opportunities for further training, stay informed about evolving laws and technologies, and always prioritize safety in every interaction with a weapon. Your certification is a recognition of your foundational understanding, but it is also an encouragement to remain a lifelong learner and advocate for responsible practices. Apply the lessons learned, share your knowledge with others, and always lead by example. Thank you for your commitment to weapon safety. May you continue to handle all weapons with the utmost care and respect, ensuring the safety of yourself and those around you. Your role in promoting a culture of safety is invaluable.